The question is, how did the Night to Honor Israel come to be? The Israeli Air Force bombed the nuclear reactor in Iraq in the early 80s. America was vitriolic in its media against Israel. I believed that Israel had done the world a favor, so I told my wife Diana I would like to have a Night to Honor Israel in which we collect all the pastors in San Antonio, take our choir and orchestra downtown, and do a tribute to the state of Israel, because what they have done has been heroic and has blessed the world.
My reaction to that first night was really over the top. The energy and the excitement that evening, and of course it was a brand new experience, is really almost hard to describe.
I believe the first event that I attended was sometime in the early 90s. It was held here in Houston at Congregation Beth Yeshurun. I had no idea what to expect, none. Somebody brought me along as their guest, friend, whatever, and I was just blown away by the whole experience.
From the first moment I walked into my first Night to Honor Israel, of course, the whole concept became much more evident. It was, to say the least, an overwhelming experience, and has now become an experience which I look forward to every year.
Well, I was inspired by attending the Night to Honor Israel in San Antonio a year ago, and when I went, I didn't know what to expect, but I was overwhelmed by the amount of love, and I realized that while I had supported Israel personally, I had never really done anything.
You know, when you talk about relations between Jews and Christians, there's always been what I like to call a polite distance between the communities.
But when I saw the Night to Honor Israel unfold, and it became a reality, and this great amount of courage and strength and conviction and passion and love for Israel became apparent. I mean, it was something that you could really sense and touch. And certainly there was no conversionary agenda. I guess the first time really sold me.
Traditionally, Jewish people haven't had the world running to our doorstep to extend a hand of friendship and warmth. And so when someone out of the Jewish community offers to honor Israel with an elaborate evening, one's not quite sure exactly what to expect.
The doubts dissipated as soon as people walk into the Night to Honor Israel and see the sincerity in the heart of Pastor and Diana Hagee and the congregation.
The Night to Honor Israel truly is a bridge between two communities. When you can come together for a common passion, a common interest, it really serves to show us that we are one people coming together with a common cause. One of the most exciting things to me is the energy in that room. It's infectious. The tremendous spirit, the heart and soul of all the participants.
It's always high energy, a lot of ruach, a lot of spirit, and to see people on their feet, probably for 50, 60, 75% of the evening, singing, applauding the statements made by Pastor Hagee and other speakers. It's an experience. It's very, very hard to describe.
There's a large degree of cold shivers that run down your spine when the orchestra plays, when the choir sings, when the genuine love is poured out from everyone in that auditorium. I mean, it's hard not to be totally overwhelmed. The professionalism, you know, the cameras, the television, the sound, and the participation is incredible.
We invited friends to come to the event, and we were so excited to say, you have to come and see this spiritual leader, Christian evangelist, whose love for Israel is just beyond understanding. And we told them what to expect, the beautiful choir, the Jewish music, Yevarechecha, that they sing, and the generosity of Pastor Hegi and the church and the Christian community, basically.
I'm always very, very excited when I have the opportunity to invite someone from the Jewish community to join us in San Antonio for the Night to Honor Israel. They truly don't know what to expect. Sometimes I have to really push them and say, oh, come on, it's going to be a long evening. We're going to come back probably 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. But the most exciting thing for me is that I know when we come back, they are going to say, this was an experience of a lifetime, that this was one of the most incredible experiences they've ever had, and how wonderful they feel as a member of the Jewish community to feel the commitment that the John Hagee Ministries and the Christian community has for the State of Israel.
One of the things that we do in order to make the Jewish community feel welcome is immediately following the event, we hold a reception in our Life Center that is absolutely 100% kosher. It's something that is an arduous task on our part because we have to go through a process to make sure that all of the food preparation is according to kosher law. But I can tell you it's something that is very significant and special to the individuals who have come and participated in the event, because they see that we not only look to them as individuals who are special in the eyes of God, but we have gone the extra effort to sit down and break bread with them to show that we are unified not only in spirit but in body.
Well, I think in terms of welcoming the community, the VIP seating, the kosher reception, the fact that the church would even kosher their kitchens in order to be able to host it is an amazing statement. And I remember a few years ago, Pastor and Diana opened their home to those of us coming from the Jewish community and kosher their kitchen in their home in order for this to happen. That is truly an amazing gesture on the church's part and on the Hagee's part.
It is so amazing to me that a special kosher reception so that everybody in the Jewish community is able to feel comfortable and to eat and enjoy is made available to us. And it's that kind of hospitality and warmth that you feel throughout the evening, and we end up with a celebration at the end of the night, which is just incomparable.
I think that that's very, very moving. That he does that. It's a major statement about how much he cares about what's important to us, to the Jewish people.
I have a friend in San Antonio now who actually works with me. Finally, 6 or 7 years ago, he came along, and he said to me, I have never in my life been so flattered and overwhelmed by friendship and kindness and being made to feel that good as a Jew as I was tonight. And you know, we've talked about it very often. I mean, because the red carpet is, you feel special, and every time that I walk in through those doors, I get that same feeling all over again. You do feel that, and we don't feel that it's really warranted, because we don't feel different to anybody else in that hall. In fact, there's a mutual respect that's developed. Not developed, it was always there, but it's brought to the surface, which is what makes the evening and the concept such an outstanding one.
We haven't had too many occasions for non-Jews to support and to be enthusiastic and be happy with and to encourage Israel and the Jewish people. And when it does happen, we are very, very grateful.
Every time that we have had a night to honor Israel, God has blessed that event in a very special way. It's something that you can't really explain until you've been through it. But I promise you, If you endeavor to make one of these events a reality in your community, you will never be the same again.
But I think that hosting this Night to Honor Israel was really one of the most interesting things I've ever done. It affected me very, very deeply myself. I think I wasn't prepared for really what happened. You know, I think originally I thought, well, maybe this is something that I should do. I was convicted that when I saw the love that these rabbis had for Pastor Hagee and realized that I didn't even know any rabbis in Orlando. I mean, when we sent out the invitations, we had to go on the internet and look for the names of the rabbis to get the names of all the synagogues in our area to invite them. And I felt that, you know, as a Christian, I believe that I need to reach out and I need to try to build bridges. I need to show the love of the Lord to anyone, but I think in particular Jewish people. But I was unprepared for what would happen to me personally.
Everything that my father has done to bless the nation of Israel, in some way, Rabbi Scheinberg deserves a bit of the credit. Because in a time when the Jewish community was not willing to accept the hand of peace that my father was reaching out to them, there was one lone voice who said, maybe this man is pure and maybe his motive is righteous. And that was Rabbi Scheinberg. From that moment of courage where Rabbi was the only one willing to stand up for a Night to Honor Israel and for John Hagee Ministries, from that time until this, their bond has been a spiritual thing that only God could have orchestrated.
My feelings for Pastor and my personal feelings for him are very, very deep. A relationship of being soul brothers. And I love him, I respect him, I admire him, and I feel he's not just a friend, but a brother.
Pastor Hagee and Diana Hagee and Cornerstone Church and the Christian community have been angels to the Jewish people.
And I can tell you from my own personal life that God has blessed me personally, has blessed the ministry of Cornerstone Church enormously, because we have been faithful to bless the state of Israel and the Jewish people. It will bring the favor of God to you in many ways. I assure you that if you read the Scripture, you will find that the Gentiles who have blessed Israel or have been blessed of God, and those who have not, who have cursed the Jewish people, have experienced the judgment of God. When Christians come in the final analysis to the day of the judgment of the nations, every nation, every church, every person is going to answer for how they treated the nation of Israel and the Jewish people. At the judgment of the nations, I want to be on the right side of that issue. I want to be a lover of Israel because God created Israel, God defends Israel, God loves Israel. The Jewish people are the apple of His eye. Jesus called them my brethren, and I want to be on that side on the day of judgment.